Hi, it's Capt Mike here with you again. Tempted to do a project that one of my viewers had shown an interest in me trying to do, and that was make molds for the microwave kiln. And so got good news and bad news, mostly bad news, and I can't do it. I'm going to show you what I've done. And I will show you how to make some neat little small molds before this is over with. But let me just kind of tell you what I've done and what we have come up with so far. I took some clay and I made some really swell little molds. And I made them both out of regular clay, just, you know, that you make a clay body out of and turn on a wheel or whatever. And I made some out of some slip. The reason being for the two types of clay is the first ones that I done out of just regular clay, it's not porcelain, it's just regular low fire clay. The first one blowed up. And I had to blow a couple of them up, but this was the first one. And I said, well, gee, maybe it's the clay body, maybe it's something in this clay because slip is a little different. So I did another mold. I put it in, now mind you, these are in the microwave kiln, okay? I forgot to tell you that. I was trying to make these molds in the microwave to use in the microwave. Okay, now that I got that clear. That's the slip mold. That's the last one I done. It blowed up. Mind you, this is in 1 minute. 1 minute it blowed up. I was trying to start off real slow, but these were dry. Before anybody jumps in and says, hey, let your clay body dry, they were dry. So I said, okay, that's not going to work. Let's go ahead and see if we can make a mold that will work in the microwave. So I made all these swell little molds right here, all kinds of them. I mean, I just went wacko and I said, let me just go at it. And I made a lot of little molds. And I put them in the kiln. They bisqued perfectly. I knew they would. And so I had those molds and I said, goody, goody, goody. So let's see what we can do. So I took some frit. First I took one of these molds, just like this one, and I treated it with some glass release. You know, I like to use it. It's my go-to product now. And I mean, it just works great. So I brushed 3 coats on there, let it dry, fired it to 800, put it in there, and it didn't go no time, and you can see what happened. I mean, it just busted in the middle. The frit didn't even get to the part where the frit would go. So I don't know what it is about the microwaves that in that microwave kiln that doesn't like that, but something it don't like. So I said, it's not a problem. We'll just go and we'll try it with some ZYP. Maybe it has something to do with that. So I sprayed this mold, which is a little bumblebee mold, and I sprayed it with ZYP, got it good and got it coated good and got it good and dry. Same thing, boom, right down the middle. I mean, the frit, you know. So that just wouldn't work in the microwave. I could not make a mold in the microwave. I could not mold anything in the microwave using one of these ceramic molds. I thought about RTV, but I just run a test on some RTV and it won't get high enough. It starts to burn and smell up everything. So I don't know what other type of a mold material I could use to complete this project. If any of you viewers have some idea, have a suggestion that I can try, let me know. As it stands right now, it's just not going to happen. I've tried everything from grinding around the edges, making as small a mass as I can, everything I can do. So right now, molds for the microwave, molds made in the microwave, either way, it's a no-go with the materials that I have at hand. I'll give it some thought. Like I said, please tell me if you have something else that I need to try. So with that being said, I will show you how I made these swell little molds. I haven't tried them in the kiln yet, but I'm going to treat all of these, and I've got a load of stuff going in the kiln in a little bit, and hopefully in a couple of days I'll have and I'll maybe even do a different video on how to make micro molds in the microwave or something. I don't know. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of these right quick. Now, what I use to make these after I've rolled the clay out is I have you can make them out of anything. Anything that you can make an impression with, you can make a mold. I mean, it's just, I use resin, cast, wood. There's even a little, what was once an air freshener hanging in a car. Makes a really good one. And let's see, there's a metal, that probably make a good one, but you can use seashells. Now, one of the improvements I've made on this thing is I have taken a good many of these and I have glued with 5-minute epoxy a little dowel to it. And I'll show you what the dowel does in a minute. It really helps you while you're making these molds. But you can use anything that will make an impression, okay? Enough said about that. Now, this is old school here. All of y'all probably already know it, but I'm going to show you what I do. This is just regular clay. Okay, just regular low fire clay. I got it out, I've already wedged it and patted it, told it I loved it and all that good stuff. And we put that. This is an old pillowcase I use. Now, I've got a slab roller, and I have to admit, when it all comes down to it, most of the time I use a slab roller. But everybody doesn't have a slab roller, but pretty much you can pick up a rolling pin anywhere. And like I said, an old, any kind of piece of linen or bed sheet or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. And whatever thickness you want it. This happens to be 1/2 inch corian, but you can use 3/4 inch wood if you want it to be 3/4 or whatever. You have to figure that part out. What thickness you want your molds to be. And once you do that, those little pieces right there will hold the clay, and well, actually it holds the rolling pin up. And you just kind of have to play with it a little bit, and it wants to be ornery sometimes, and you'll pick up the sheet and straighten it back out and roll some more. And of course, now it's really wanting to get away from me, but we're gonna whoop it. We're gonna whoop it, and that's pretty much it, because this is not rocket science. You get it rolled down. In this case, it is 1/2 of an inch. Okay, and that's it. You got yourself a slab. It's as simple as that. And then you move these things. Now, here comes the good part. You're going to need some kind of release. You can use this, any kind of commercial release. This is what I use, vegetable oil. Now, you got your slab. You got to figure out how you want to do this. We'll start off with this rose right here. It makes a good one. What I do is I spray a little bit of stuff on it. And what did I do? Oh, there it is. My little brush. And I kind of brush it up in there and get the release on it good. And then you'll come over here and you'll just mash it down. Now you notice I'm mashing it down on the flour. I'm not mashing it down on the dowel. And this is where you have to decide how thick you want your clay, because you're going to have to decide how far you're going to push this thing in. You don't want to push it all the way through the other side. So when you got it where you think you want it, this is what the dowel is for. You just wiggle it around and it comes right out, and you see what it's slick as a button, and all this will burn off. All the vegetable will burn off. But there's your rose. And if you wanted to do, let's see, the little turtle. Now the turtle's a little thicker. The turtle is just a little bit thicker. If I mash that turtle all the way through, it's going to come out the other side. So we'll do a little trick here. What I do is I take the little turtle and I mash him down about 1/8 of an inch, and then I rock it around. Like that, see what I mean? Just kind of rock it around, pick it up, and you've got your little turtle. And there's probably 1/8 of an inch between him and the bottom of the mold. Now you're going to have to play with this stuff. You know, it's just kind of, your mileage may vary type of thing. We have a seashell here. This is a little scallop. I caught the little scallop. He did taste good. And you take it, and it's kind of the same way. You don't want to mash it all the way down, so you want to kind of roll the little scallop around till you get all of the, it broke off. Well, it was glued on, so it's no big deal. But there you go. You have a scallop shell. Not the greatest shell in the world, but it'll work. So that's pretty much what you do. You know, you just keep on. We'll do a lot of these right quick. And mash the little bee down, roll it around, pop him right out. There's a little bee, and on and on and on. And once you get that done, you can take, oh, let's see what you want to take. I use one of these. It's just got a little thin piece of metal on it. It's a dowel, I made it, and it cuts through the clay really well. And you can kind of do this little number right here. And once you get that done, you can go ahead and pick them up. And they're going to bend. When you pick them up, you're going to say, oh my goodness. But what I do is just drop them on a flat surface. If you have a plaster bat, and a plaster bat is just a piece of plaster that you've poured into something kind of thin, a dollar something you got at Dollar Tree, they dry faster on a plastic bat. But you just kind of drop them down like that, see? And let me get the rest of them out. We'll get the sheet out of the way. And I will do a video on studio tricks or something like that, so that you'll know what I'm talking about a plastic bat. But these, you just pop them down right there, and they get nice and flat. And they'll, if you're not careful, they're going to want to curl up on the edges if you dry them on stainless steel or something. That's the reason to put them on a plaster bat. Let me go get a piece of one. Okay, this is a plaster bat that I made, and they're real easy to make. And you put these on it like that. There you go. Now you can see it better now. Running out of room, and they will dry a little more evenly. You still have to watch them, but they will dry from the bottom and the top. The plaster is going to pull the moisture out, and if anything, they're going to want to pull down and stay flat. At least that's my experience. This is a little jewel that I use to make my plaster bat. It's as simple as getting this thing level, mixing up plaster, pouring it in up to the top, letting it harden. You've got a plaster bat. They come in useful for lots and lots of things. I make them all the time. I use them to make molds and on and on. But once you get this done, then you can take them and you can trim them. When they get a little harder, you can trim them a little closer, and then you can shape them around it if you want to, so that they look a little prettier. Depending on whether you're using 04 clay or not, fire them to the clay's specifications, and this is what you get. And they're nice looking little mini molds. I don't know yet how they will work. I'm going to treat all of these with glass release, maybe a couple of them with ZYP just for grins and giggles, and I'm going to fire some frit in them, and I'll let you know how that turns out. But right now, sorry about the microwave mini mold firing frit thingy. It didn't work, and sorry, that's just kind of the way it goes. If it's obvious I've done something wrong that I'm not aware of, if you have an idea, please let me know. I'm always trying to make things more better. So that's it. That's my video on trying to make molds for the microwave. Didn't work. I'm Captain Mike. I'm out of here.